Hotly and Blue, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm doing this cloudy pastel spring kind of look. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. I am going to do more of a rainbow spring look with some clouds and some gleams. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with the Allure palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. One of my absolute favorite palettes at the moment. I feel like it's a must-have. Everybody needs one of these. It's beautiful and I can ramble about it for days. So I'm going to take this Half Cake Beauty brush. It is the 816 crease brush. It's a little fluffy brush. I'm going to make sure it's cleaned off because I just used it not that long ago and I really need to clean my brushes. Anyway, I'm going to take Sea Nymph. And what I'm going to do with this shade is I'm going to just kind of pat it on that outer V of my eye and bring it into the crease a little bit. And I'm going to kind of wing it out, but not all the way with this shade because I will be going into my favorite shade, Seafoam, to blend this shade out with it in just a little bit. But right now I'm mainly focusing on packing this shade on, doing little pats to get my shape built. And then I'm just gonna kind of pat it. And I will go back in and touch it up in a little bit. Wasn't sure if I was gonna do this as a voiceover or a talk, because I do want to try to get some golden hour pictures today since it is kind of sunny. And the past few days I felt kind of off, but the date makes sense as to why, so I kind of got that figured out. And I really wanted to do something colorful and shimmery and just be in a good mood. So I have that shade on. I'm going to switch over to the Primal palette. I don't know what it is about these two palettes together, but lately they have been like my favorites to use together. So I'm going to take the Primal palette and I'm going to go into the shade Toxin. So I'm going to take Toxin and Ray from this palette. Most of my other shades will be from this palette, but right now I'm going to focus on those two. So I'm going to clean this brush off and take Toxin. Get that nice and cleaned off. Take Toxin and I'm gonna kind of pat it into the crease and blend it with that Sea Nymph shade. I've been on a pastel kick lately. I want springtime to be here so badly. I'm tired of it being cold and rainy and getting dark early, but thankfully the sun is staying out longer, so that makes me happy. But I have this pat on. I'm really just focusing on tapping it, patting it, making sure I got it nice and built up. And then I'm going to go into the shade Ray, which I had this palette like, I want to say it was June. Was it June or July when it came out? But I'm so excited about all the pans that I have. That just, to me, is like, yes, this is a very good palette. Like, to see all the pans in there, and I'm just like, yes, it's so satisfying. So I'm going to take Ray, and I'm just going to gently pop that, like, right in the center of my crease. And if you want your colors to be, like, more vibrant, if you have a white base or the Drawer Cosmetics Clean Canvas in white, I used Fair today, but if you want it to be more of a, then the white really makes the colors stand out as well. I just wanted to use the Fair today. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Nectar from this palette and kind of blend Ray with it just a little bit and kind of focus it more up towards my brow, like slightly above the crease, and then kind of angle it down, just like get it nice and built up. I'm going to clean that brush off and go into a little bit of Untamed, just a little bit, because it's a really bright orange and I don't want it to be super bright. So I'm just going to kind of pat that into Nectar and then go back in and touch it up in just a second. Because I want it to be more of a pastel, and I feel like kind of mixing Nectar with it gives me the shade that I'm going for. Just kind of take it and blend it and then bring it down a little bit. And then I'm going to go into Mimic. Mimic is one of my favorite shades. It's so unique. It's like, I feel like every Blend Bunny Cosmetics palette has at least 1 or 2 shades that I'm like, that is unique. I've never seen it before. It's now my new favorite because that's how I am with Seafoam in the Allure palette. But right now I'm going to take Mimic. I'm taking the same brush and just wiping it off. It's easier that way. It's fluffy. There's not a lot of detailing that's going into this aside from like clouds and stuff. So you just kind of focus on getting your shades built up and then give it some blends, and a fluffier brush works well for that. I'm focusing it on the inner bit of my crease towards the inner corner of my eye and blending it with Nectar. Really putting that in the crease. About like that. So I'm going to go in and start to blend everything out. I'm going to go back into the Allure palette just real quick. And I'm going to take a different brush for this, I think. Okay, change of plans. Not taking a different brush. I'm going to take the same brush. And I'm going to go into Seafoam. And with Seafoam, I'm just going to take it and blend out Sea Nymph with it. Bring it out. And here's where I'm going to go in just a minute and touch up Sea Nymph. But I wanted to use one of my favorite shades ever. Now I'm going to take Sea Nymph with the same brush. I'm not worried about it being cleaned off right now. And I'm just going to pat it, touch it up, kind of blend it into Seafoam, extend it a little bit. And it just goes so beautifully. And I'm going to switch over to the Primal palette again, and I'm going to use the shade Luna and Prey. So these two right here. So I'm going to blend out Toxin with Luna. Actually, I'm just going to use Luna. I didn't use Prey last time. I usually do when I blend out Prey, but Luna is fine. And just go back in and touch everything up in a minute. Back and forth. One of my favorite things about Blend Bunny Cosmetics pastels is that they make everything look like they're glowing. I love it. So glowy. Now I'm going to touch up Toxin real quick. I'm just going to pat that shade. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Ray. Just give it a nice pat. Now I'm going to switch over to the Allure palette and go into the shade Baited. And I'm going to blend out Mimic and Nectar with it. It's such a gorgeous shade. It's a unique like pinkish purple kind of pastel. Like it's pink, but it has a hint of purple and it just is gorgeous. So I'm going to take it and give it a little blenderoo. And real quick, I'm going to touch up Mimic because I did lose some of it and I want to bring it back because, again, it's one of my favorite shades. So I'm going to take that and just kind of pat it into the crease. Okay, I am going to add a little bit more of Sea Nymph. Now we have a pastel rainbow. So I'm going to go ahead and take some micellar water on a Q-tip, clean my crease and my lid, and then carve out my crease with some Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas and Fair. Then we'll add some sparkles. Alright, so I'm going to go into some of the Terra Moon's Cosmetics singles, and this beauty right here, Stellar Apotheosis, is going to be the first shade that I use. It is so pretty. I have been obsessed with this shade lately, that and the Cosmos. So, well, and Ganymede, that's been such a beautiful shade too. Oh my gosh, why didn't I use Ganymede with this? Anyway, I'm gonna take the dough color number 13 brush, and I'm just gonna start to bring it onto the lid. And I use that Kaima adhesive to really grab the shade. I feel like I go through spurts of wanting to use like a glitter primer and not. So lately I've been on like a glitter primer kick. And this shade is just so buttery and shifty and beautiful, and I can't get enough. I'm going to switch over to some of the singles from the winter collection, and it's going to be the shade Oppy. I used that the other day, and I just could not get over how pretty it was. I feel like I haven't really used it as much as I wanted to, but it is so cute. So I felt like it would pair well with this because it gave me the other day the vibe that it would be good to pair with like one of the like Ganymede or Stellar Apotheosis. So I'm just gonna pop it on. I'm using the same brush. And I'm going to take a little bit more of Stellar Apotheosis and just use it to blend the two together. So shifty. Okay, so I am going to not talk through the clouds and the gleams, but I'm going to add some of them. And yeah, actually before I do that, I'm going to take a little bit more of Sea Nymph. I'm going to take this dough color number 10 brush, and I'm going to take a little more Sea Nymph. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pat it along the edges of Stellar Apotheosis. And that gets nice and blended. Pretty seamless. I'm here for it. Okay, I am excited to get these clouds on. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've done a cloud look, so probably like November, and I love cloud looks. It may have been December, because there were some that I was trying to do, but I was just like not feeling it when I was trying to do it, and that never works out for me, so I don't know why I just choose to be like stubborn about it. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I'm going to take this About Face matte fluid eye paint in White Noise to do my clouds, and I'm going to take this little nail tool that has a Crown Noir Queen of the Cut Crease I've custom stencil stuck to it, but it's like got a little dot on the end, like little balls, and you dot. So I'm going to take the smallest dot with the matte fluid eye paint and doodle my clouds and all that good stuff. So if I can manage to find a way to explain this really well, I will voice over this bit. So this is the finished look. What do you think? I'm sorry that I didn't finish this on camera. My batteries to my camera died as the other ones were charging because they'd already gave out on me. So yeah, I just pretty much did the same thing with the clouds, and I did go over some of the gleams with the clouds, but then just went in and touched them up. But I feel like this is really cute. I love the pastel vibe, the clouds. It's just like, I don't know, I can't stop looking at it. I didn't know how I felt about it. Then I'll pop lashes on. Had ideas for another pair of lashes. That didn't work out. Thought that I was going to have to redo this whole eye. It was chaotic, but so am I. You know, this life. Anyway, let me know what you'd like to see next down below. And, oh yeah, let me talk about this lip gloss real quick. This is the Terra Cosmetics Eclipsing Lip Gloss. One of my favorite ones. This is from the fall collection. It is so comfortable. It doesn't feel like tacky or sticky or anything like that. It smells amazing and it's shifty, and I was like, I have shifts on my eyes, why not have them on my lips? It's been a minute since I wore a lip gloss. I usually just do a matte lip because I usually just go out, and sometimes gloss doesn't hold up, but their glosses are really good. Anyway, I'm rambling too much. Let me know what you'd like to see next down in the comments below. And if you'd like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, I have all my social medias linked in the description box down below. If you'd like to keep up with me while I am here on YouTube, then please hit the subscribe button. It means so much to me, and I can't thank you enough. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!